welcome back to Movie Time Minute and DJ Movies News and Reviews, Season 1, Episode 4. This week we've got new trailers, we've got a new movie dropping in theaters, I've got a throwback movie of the week that's not as old as some of the previous I've done, but you won't believe how old this one actually is now. Then I want to talk about what happened to the Flash movie and why it underperformed. Let's start out with two new trailers we got this week, both of which I'm pretty excited for. First trailer I want to talk about this week is Kraven the Hunter. We got a new trailer for this. It's a new Sony movie based on a Marvel comic book character. Of course, this is a villain of Spider-Man throughout history. And Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing the lead role in this. Gotta say, the trailer looked really, really good. I wasn't sure what to expect from this. The Sony Marvel movies have been kind of hit and miss for me. Of course, the animated stuff has been great. You all know I absolutely loved Across the Spider-Verse. But Venom 2 didn't really hit for me, and of course Morbius was just awful. So wasn't sure what to think about going into this, but I gotta say, at least based on the trailer, this movie looks really good. I'm excited for this. Aaron Taylor Johnson is a great option for this role. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to this movie. Next trailer I want to talk about today was one I didn't even know about before this trailer released, and that is Challengers, starring Zendaya. Zendaya's been killing it lately. Everything she's had come out, she's done a phenomenal job in. So her playing a tennis player in this, looks like a little love triangle, looks really interesting, looks very adult for her. She's really stepping up into the adult atmosphere instead of playing those teenage characters. Although I do think she's a teenager for the start of this movie. But that being set aside, this movie looks really good. I don't know if it could possibly even be an Oscar contention movie. So let's keep an eye on this. When it comes out, we'll have to go see it. Opening in theaters this week is one that I've been talking about for a little while. I even gave a little more details at CinemaCon time, and that is No Hard Feelings, starring Jennifer Lawrence. It's really cool to see her coming into the comedy world in her career. Hadn't seen a whole lot of that from her. This looks like a really raunchy romantic comedy type movie. We'll see how it is. I'm excited for it. Can't wait to maybe go to theaters to see this. Might wait, but it does look good, so I'm hoping for good things. For the throwback movie of the week this week, my wife and I sat down to watch Meet the Fockers. Now, I know this is a sequel. I usually haven't done sequels on this particular segment, but we did watch the original Meet the Parents here a little while back, and the other night we just decided to sit down and watch the sequel. And believe it or not, this movie came out in 2004, meaning this is almost 20 years old. I couldn't believe this movie's already this old. But I actually like the sequel even better than the original movie. I thought Dustin Hoffman and Barbra Streisand coming into this movie were phenomenal. It was some of the best things we could see was Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro matching wits with each other. So, and Ben Stiller was great as always. Really great movie. If you've never watched the Meet the Parents trilogy, go and watch those movies. Meet the Fockers is a really great movie. In other news today, I really wanted to focus on one particular thing this week, and that is the Flash movie last week coming out. And although I really enjoyed the movie, the fact is it was projected for around a $70 million opening, and which is kind of low for superhero standards anyway. And it didn't even hit that. It hit $55 million. In all accounts, this movie bombed, regardless of the fact that I enjoyed this movie. And I wanted to ask the question why. What happened to The Flash? Why was it a letdown on the box office aspect of it? And where's DC going forward from here because of that? Number one, I want to say the reputation. DC movies have not had the best reputation, regardless of the fact that, again, I've enjoyed a lot of them. There's some that I didn't enjoy as much. But they haven't had the best reputation amongst the fan base as far as being great movies. A lot of the movies that have come out in DC over the last several years have not had the greatest box office achievements. People just haven't been going to see them. There's a stigma about them, which is why I think the reboot that's happening right now with James Gunn, where we're going to kind of refresh a lot of this stuff, is very important because we need a reset on that. But that's just one of the 5 reasons that I've got here for you today, because I don't think it's any one particular aspect that's caused this movie to fail in that way. I think it's a lot of things put together, so let's dive in a little bit more of that. Number 2, the continuity issues. Right now, because of that reset, there's a lot of people, maybe unfairly, going into this and saying, well, I don't want to watch this because it's not going to matter in the future. Nothing I'm watching right now is going to matter with the sequels or the new things that are coming out later. And to that, I'd say, I mean, there's a lot of franchises you watch, and you know there's not going to be sequels to, yet you watch anyway. So I'm not sure that's really a fair argument for this movie. But there are people out there that believe that way. They don't see a point in watching something that is not going to continue on with these characters and these people going forward. So that's my reason number 2. Number 3, elephant in the room, the Ezra Miller situation. Yeah, there are people that don't know what all's going on with Ezra Miller, and I'm not going to dive into all that right now. But he's been in some legal trouble, and it has affected some people. There are people that I know personally that refuse to go watch this Flash movie because of Ezra Miller and because of the things that's happened with him. What I'd say to that is, me personally, I don't look at it as Ezra's movie, regardless of what I think about what he's done or what he's allegedly done. This is Andy Muschietti's directed movie, and he does a phenomenal job directing this movie. This is a Michael Keaton movie, coming back as Batman. That's a storyline we should be looking at. This is Sasha Calle's big entrance into blockbuster films with her playing Supergirl. This is great cameos. This is a fun story. It's all those things. It's not just an Ezra Miller movie, but there are people that are looking at this. Even some of the critic reviews I've seen, they talk about it's hard to watch this with Ezra Miller being the star, and I get it, but that's where we are with that. Number 4, this movie opened alongside a Disney Pixar movie, which also didn't perform real great this week. That was in Elemental. And I think that took away some of the box office from this, but also there's so many movies in theaters right now that I think are hurting the Flash's box office, because we've still got Transformers Rise of the Beast. We've still got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We've still got Guardians Galaxy 3 still running in some theaters. There's just a lot of movies in theaters right now giving people options to go see, and it really hurts when you have a movie open up right after all those, and even in the middle of the Elemental thing. So I think that's a 4th reason why The Flash bombed this past weekend. And then the final thing I want to get into today on this particular topic is the multiverse. We've seen multiverse stories a lot lately, whether it's been in other Marvel movies like Doctor Strange or Spider-Man or all these other things that are going on there. We're in the middle of a multiverse saga even in Marvel. So we've got that. We've got last year's Best Picture winner, Everything Everywhere All at Once, a multiverse story. I mean, this is a trope that is starting to wear thin, I think, with a lot of the audience, and a lot of people look at it and they say, well, this is confusing. Why would I want to watch this? It doesn't make sense. You've got multiple Batmans in this movie, and people are like, well, which one am I supposed to be following? Who's our Batman? Who's going forward? And yet we've got another Batman movie coming later. That Batman wasn't even a part of this movie. So it's just, the multiverse thing, I think, is really starting to wear thin with some folks, and I think maybe that deterred some, maybe not a large percentage, but it deterred some away from this movie. So that's my 5-minute rant on why The Flash underperformed this last weekend. Maybe it'll pick up, maybe it'll have some legs, we'll see. But overall, for the budget that it had, it just didn't make it. I mean, they're saying now it may not even make as much as Black Adam, and we know that movie definitely underperformed. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you disagree with any of my points, if you want to add to some of my points and what you think the reason why this movie failed financially. I'd like to know. Look, folks, I can't do these videos without you, so don't forget to like and subscribe. We really enjoy you joining us here on DJ Movie News and Reviews. We have a great time doing this, but I can't do it without you. That's just the bottom line. So like, subscribe, comment in my videos, be engaged with me. I'll try to respond to as many as I can, and we'll see you next time.